There are connections that feel ordinary, and then there are those that defy logic, where every glance, every word, and every silence becomes charged with unspoken meaning. The chemistry between Nicole and Gabriel belongs to that second, rarer kind. It's not simply attraction, it's a collision of energies. A current that sparks the moment they're near each other. Their emotions don't simmer quietly. They ignite, creating a tension so strong it almost becomes a character of its own. Nicole, with her quiet confidence and hidden fragility, draws Gabriel in without trying. She doesn't chase attention, she commands it with her presence. Gabriel, on the other hand, is intense. His eyes reveal stories untold, and his demeanor carries a storm beneath its calm. When these two worlds collide, something electric happens. They challenge and comfort each other, in equal measure, feeding a connection that feels too real to be scripted, too raw to be controlled. Every interaction between them vibrates with authenticity. Whether it's a look that lingers a second too long, or a conversation laced with unspoken truths, their emotions weave together like threads of fire and silk. Their chemistry isn't just physical, it's psychological, emotional, and spiritual. When they speak, it feels as though they're communicating beyond words, touching something deeper within each other. The space between them crackles with anticipation. But it's not only about desire. It's about understanding. They see through each other's walls, finding beauty in their scars and strength in their vulnerabilities. This intensity becomes both their greatest gift and their greatest challenge. The more they connect, the more exposed they become, and the line between love and obsession starts to blur. What makes their emotional chemistry so captivating is its unpredictability. They can shift from tenderness to conflict in an instant, yet even in anger, the connection never breaks. It deepens. The more they try to resist it, the stronger it grows. Every touch feels like a confession, every silence feels like a storm waiting to break. Their passion doesn't just live in romantic moments. It breathes in their disagreements, their laughter, and their quiet understanding when words fail. This intensity can't be explained by logic or circumstance. It simply exists, demanding to be felt. For Nicole and Gabriel, being apart feels unnatural, yet being together feels almost too powerful to endure. They are magnets, drawn together by forces beyond their control, creating a relationship that burns bright enough to illuminate even their darkest corners. Their emotional chemistry is a dance between light and shadow, pain and pleasure, truth and temptation. In the end, it's not just about love. It's about connection on a level that transcends reason. Their hearts recognize each other in ways their minds cannot comprehend. It's the kind of chemistry that changes people forever. Intense, consuming, and unforgettable. Nicole and Gabriel don't just share emotions. They embody them, leaving behind a trace of fire that refuses to fade, no matter how dark the lines of desire become. Some connections are written in the stars, while others are carved in the shadows. Beautiful yet forbidden. The bond between Nicole and Gabriel belongs to the latter, a love that exists where it shouldn't, where logic warns them to stay apart. But their hearts refuse to listen. It's a connection that defies boundaries, filled with danger and temptation, yet so intoxicating that neither can escape. Every time they meet, the world seems to hold its breath, as if even fate hesitates to interrupt what shouldn't be, yet feels destined to happen. From the beginning, there's an unspoken awareness between them. A magnetic pull that feels both right and wrong. They sense the consequences, the risks, the inevitable heartbreak that lies ahead, but that only makes the desire stronger. Their bond is a rebellion against reason, a dance between fire and restraint. Nicole feels the weight of morality pressing on her chest, reminding her that some feelings should remain hidden. Gabriel knows that being with her could unravel everything he's built, yet when their eyes meet, resistance becomes meaningless. The forbidden nature of their connection gives it a dangerous edge, where every stolen moment feels sacred, and every secret glance carries the thrill of something that can never be fully theirs. Their love lives in whispers and shadows, in moments that exist between the heartbeat and the breath. The secrecy fuels their passion, making each encounter burn brighter, because it might be the last. It's not just desire that binds them. It's the forbiddenness itself. The allure of what they're not supposed to have. They become addicted to that feeling. Drawn to the danger as much as to each other. The world around them may judge, misunderstand, or condemn, but within their private universe, none of that matters. What exists between them is raw and unfiltered. A connection that lives outside the laws of ordinary love. Yet the more they surrender to it, the heavier the burden becomes. Love built on secrecy demands sacrifice. It asks them to hide parts of themselves, to live in the gray areas between truth and lies. There are moments when Nicole questions if this love is worth the pain, if loving him in silence is better than not loving him at all. Gabriel, too, feels torn between what's right and what feels real. But even when guilt creeps in, their souls refuse to part. They may walk away, but destiny keeps pulling them back, as if the universe itself conspires to keep their forbidden bond alive. Their story is not about perfection. It's about the beauty of what cannot be. It's about two people who find meaning in the impossible, who choose love even when it costs them peace. In a world that demands rules, Nicole and Gabriel are an exception. Two hearts breaking every law just to feel alive together. Their connection is forbidden, but it's also pure in its defiance. A love that exists not because it should, but because it must. And though the world may never understand it, they know that some flames, no matter how dangerous, are meant to burn forever. Every love story has its light. But Nicole and Gabriel's burns within the darkness. Where shadows whisper truths too dangerous to speak aloud, their connection isn't built on simplicity, it's woven through secrets, pain, and memories they try to forget. Behind every smile hides a story, and behind every touch lies a past neither of them dares to fully reveal. Yet, it's within those hidden corners of their souls that their bond grows strongest, as if their broken pieces recognize one another in silence. Nicole carries her shadows like armor. She has learned to protect herself, to conceal her pain behind poise and control. But when she's with Gabriel, that armor begins to crack. He sees beyond her surface, into the chaos she tries to keep contained. His presence doesn't demand her to be perfect. It allows her to be real. Gabriel, too, hides behind his own walls. His charm and confidence mask a storm of regrets and fears, the kind that don't fade with time. But when Nicole looks at him, she doesn't see the man the world does. She sees the one he's afraid to become. Together, they exist in a fragile space where honesty is dangerous, yet hiding the truth feels even worse. Theirs is a connection shaped by what they don't say. Each secret unspoken creates both distance and desire. When they share their truths, it's like shedding layers of the soul, one confession at a time. Sometimes the silence between them says more than words ever could. A silence heavy with all the things they're too afraid to admit. Their pasts linger between them like ghosts, haunting and binding them all at once. Nicole's fear of losing control meets Gabriel's fear of being seen for who he really is, and somehow those fears intertwine into something beautiful and tragic. Every secret they reveal brings them closer, yet also threatens to tear them apart. Trust becomes their most fragile treasure, one they build carefully, knowing how easily it could break. But it's within these hidden truths that they find the deepest connection. Their love isn't about perfection, it's about acceptance of flaws, mistakes, and the darkness that makes them human. When Gabriel holds Nicole, he's not embracing the woman she shows the world, he's holding the version of her that trembles in the dark. And when Nicole reaches for him, she's touching the part of him that no one else has ever dared to understand. In the world's eyes, their secrets might make them flawed. But to each other, those flaws are what make them real. Their shadows are not meant to be erased. They are the proof of their survival, the remnants of every battle fought in silence. Together, they turn their pain into passion and their secrets into strength. In the end, it's not the light that defines them. It's how they find love in the darkness. For Nicole and Gabriel, the shadows are not a prison but a home, and within them, their love becomes eternal. A secret written where only their hearts can read. Some loves are meant to heal, but others are destined to destroy and rebuild in their own wild way. The love between Nicole and Gabriel is one of those rare, untamable forces that exist beyond the boundaries of reason or redemption. It's not perfect. It's raw, flawed, and sometimes painful. But it's real in a way that few things ever are. Theirs is a connection that refuses to die. No matter how much damage it leaves behind, it lives in every tear, every argument, and every silent moment, when walking away should be easier than staying, yet neither of them can. Nicole and Gabriel's love doesn't follow the rules of right or wrong. It exists in the space where morality fades and emotion takes control. They've hurt each other, healed each other, and still found their way back to one another, as if fate refuses to let them go. It's a love that tests limits, forcing them to confront their deepest fears and darkest truths. Even when they break, their hearts somehow remain bound together, by something invisible, yet unshakable. It's not forgiveness that keeps them connected. It's an understanding so deep that words become unnecessary. They know each other's flaws. They've seen each other at their worst, and still, they choose to stay. For Nicole, loving Gabriel feels like surrendering to something bigger than herself. He is both her weakness and her strength, the calm in her chaos and the chaos in her calm. Every time she tries to let go, life pulls him back into her world, reminding her that some bonds aren't meant to be broken. Gabriel feels the same. A man who has tried to redeem his mistakes, only to realize that redemption doesn't always mean erasing the past. Sometimes, it means accepting it, and loving through it. Nicole represents both his punishment and his salvation. And that paradox is what makes their love eternal. They are two souls who don't fit the mold of a fairy tale, but instead embody the kind of love that's born in struggle, and survives through scars. Their connection isn't gentle. It's fierce, demanding, and full of contradictions. It teaches them that love doesn't always fix what's broken, but it gives meaning to the pain. Even when the world tells them to move on, their hearts refuse to obey. They understand that redemption isn't about purity, it's about persistence, about loving even when it's messy, difficult, and imperfect. In the end, Nicole and Gabriel's love isn't about being saved. It's about being seen. They find peace not in perfection, but in the acceptance of who they are when they're together. Their story proves that some loves are not meant to be understood or justified, they simply exist, defying logic and morality alike. Love beyond redemption isn't about escaping darkness. It's about finding light within it. For Nicole and Gabriel, that light is each other, and no matter how broken or unworthy they feel, their love remains unforgiven, unstoppable, and infinite.